Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I know I've not been around. I wanted to apologize for that. I've been going through some medical things, medical issues, and I'm working hard to get back into the rhythm of doing videos and reading books. It's just been really chaotic, especially with the release of my book, which I wanted to talk about today. That's what this video is all about. Finally, September 1st, my book is out. It's out. How exciting. My book is officially published. It feels weird. It feels very weird to have a book published, to be like, yeah, I'm a published author. Very weird. Very weird feeling. But I'm excited nonetheless. I just wanted to celebrate this with a video, and because it's a big stepping stone for me into the direction that I want to be in, which is eventually being a published author of many series and many books. So this is the first step. I want to thank you all for being here. Thank you all for being a part of this journey. There's a few people I want to thank personally. I want to thank Katie Lewis for being the best editor I could have. She is really one of the best people I know, and she made me feel like my book was worth reading, even though it needed, every book, every story needs a little help, and she was very good at making me feel like my book was worth pursuing. I also want to thank Ashlyn, one of my besties from high school. She has helped me through this entire ordeal from when I first finished this book years and years and years ago. She was one of the first people to ever read it, and she was one of the first people to edit. She's read this book almost as many times as I have. I wouldn't be here without her, because when I felt like I had nowhere else to go, she was the one who told me that I should self-publish, and here I am. I want to thank my husband, who listened to me read my stories over and over again religiously out loud to try to make sure that they sound okay. The genre of paranormal urban fantasy is definitely not really his ordeal, but he's very patient, very kind, and he's always willing to listen. So I want to thank him, and I want to thank my family and all my supporters. Tracy, she's one of my many mothers. She's supported all my YouTube videos, all my posts, my content, and I deeply appreciate her. Katrina, one of my other many mothers, she got me these earrings. I don't know if you can see them. They're little books. They're my book. I just want to thank you for all the support from all of my friends, for all the people that are buying my book or pre-ordering my book. I never knew people cared enough. Like, it sounds sad, but I didn't expect this much support. Like, I expected it from the world, people who want to read books, but people who don't want to read and they're buying the book anyway. It makes me emotional. It makes me very emotional. So I just want to thank everybody for being there for me, for supporting me through all of this. This is the hardcover. So I have the hardcover here from Barnes & Noble. It's pretty big. I don't know if anybody kind of really thought about it when they bought the hardcover, but yeah, it's pretty huge. So this is what it looks like. And then the inside, just normal. I don't know if you guys know this, but I literally did all this myself. The formatting of the pages, the formatting of the pages and everything, I did myself. The headers I did myself, the footers I did myself. This symbol here that's on one of the footers, I don't know if you can see it. That's one of the symbols for the book, which I did myself. I'm really, really proud of it. So the setting is in Kenosha, Wisconsin, kind of around the year of 2014. A few things in there that you can kind of, it could be any time really, but there's a few things in there that you'll hear and you're like, oh yeah, that's definitely a little bit older. I did Kenosha because it's where I grew up, and I started writing this book probably when I was about 18, maybe even younger. I think maybe 16 was when I started kind of playing around with this story. And as a teenager, what better place than your own hometown? You kind of don't know anywhere else, and I wasn't very good at research at the time, so I figured the best place to do was somewhere that I knew, and so I did Kenosha. And I added a few things that aren't really realistic or don't exist in Kenosha, but there's a lot of places that are in the book that are in Kenosha, like Boys and Girls Club. There's like a factory setting in here that she works at called MedTech. Reminds me of very industrial kind of downtown. Also, there is a place called Ariana Lounge. If you guys have heard of it, I kind of use that in there. And there is a compound that the Nephilm live on that looks abandoned, which was kind of supposed to be displayed after the old Chrysler factories, kind of that-esque, that kind of look of abandonment till they tore everything down. But whenever you look at the Chrysler, like that open land there, that's kind of where I imagine the compound being. And it's talked about in the book a little bit more. It's exciting to read a book, I think would be exciting to read a book where you live and kind of visit those places and think about those things and be like, you know, Jamiah was here, or the compound is here, and they fight demons, and it's pretty cool, especially if you're a nerd like me. I want to talk about some of the characters. The main character, her name is Jamiah. I started writing this book when I was a teenager, and as I was reading books, I read like the Divergent series, Twilight, Vampire Academy, stuff like that. I was seeing a pattern of these very thin, dainty girls were very like, I'm not pretty, but everybody thinks I'm pretty type thing. And I never really saw a display of plus size women or women of just normal who look normal. Because like they're always described as like, they're not pretty, but they always have this long, luscious hair, and they're this petite but like super athletic form. They can't run, or they're clumsy, but yet they can save the world, which always makes me laugh. I wanted to make a character who is plus size and who has a round face and short hair and who is just normal, and she's not athletic. She does get athletic throughout the series. There's essentially 3-4 books. She does get that athletic because she has to, but she's always plus size, she's always bigger, and I really wanted to drive that. It's not announced a lot in the book because I didn't want that to be the main focus, but it is something that I really want people to understand, that you don't have to be a petite, thin, luscious, long-haired woman to be a heroine, or to be a main character. One of the other main characters, or the side character, he's pretty much a main character, but his name is Mika. He is a guy who's not 6 foot, so check that off. I wanted to do something a little different with that. I didn't want to make him 6 foot and luscious and muscular. So he's not super muscular, but he is supernatural, so he's able to lift Jamiah up and carry her. So he's muscular, but not to the extent where it's like buff. And he has this I wanted to make him very surreal because I don't know, I feel like a lot of main characters are either super tan, they're super tan, buff, with like brown hair that's like, I don't know, short or like shoulder length, and they're like, I don't know, it's like the same character over and over. Like, I feel like it's the same guy. So so Mika is an asshole. That's the one thing that is very similar to a lot of the male characters that I've noticed in books, but I couldn't help it. But there's reasons behind it that maybe you'll find out in the book. He's very pale, and he looks tired all the time. And he has white hair, and it's super long. And there's reasons behind that also. He's very surreal looking, very ghostly. And one of my other favorite characters is the mentor named Jamiah. He is this very tall, dark, handsome man who is one of the leaders of the compound, and he's very stern, but inside he has a soft heart. So he's very intimidating. Even I writing it, and like when I read it over again, I'm like, he is intimidating as hell. He's one of my favorite characters also. He's also very quiet, and he likes to watch. He observes. He's a very observant person. and people look up to him. A lot of people like him. There's several council members of the compound, but he's one of the most favorited just because he's younger than most of them, and he's just very understanding but stern. And those are some of my favorite characters that you'll hear about in the book. And the main message in this book, that throughout the series really, you don't have to be what society tells you to be. You don't have to grow up and be told you're something and just follow that course because, well, that's what I was told I have to be. Like, you can be whatever you want. You can choose your own life. You can choose your own path. You can choose to be good. You can choose to be happy. It's your choice. You don't have to do or be whatever other people tell you have to be. Jamiah goes through a very, very hard journey to find who she is. And this is the first leg of it, so I hope you guys enjoy it. Also, the books are available hardcover at Barnes & Noble, softcover at Barnes & Noble and Amazon, and then ebooks are Apple Books, Nook, Kobo. There's a bunch of random ones. If you click on the links at leonorasites.com, Angus and Robinson, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Vivolo. Yeah, a lot of random places. So thank you guys again for all the support, and I am excited. I'm excited for you guys to read the book and tell me what you think. So I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.